Hello class, I hope you're doing well and adjusting to this new online format. In this video we're going to be looking at volume and really understanding volume, just not formulas, but understanding what it is and why the formulas work the way they do. In this video we're going to take a look at an app that a friend of mine made at ISU. He was in the doc program there. You'll see this cube. This cube is 1 cubic unit. And then we have 3 axes, a green, a blue, and a red axis. So when I click plus on the green axis, it adds a length there. And so now I have 4 cubic units along the green axis. If I then shift to the blue, I can add in that direction too. And you can see that it actually adds whole rows. And again, I can still adjust this one if I want. So we could see volume here is really just counting these boxes. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can adjust this and it's going to switch them. Now I have 4 this way, 1 tall. So I have 16 cubic units. The red axis, though, is going to adjust vertically, and so that adds a whole nother layer. So if I had 16 in this bottom layer, I add one, that's going to give me 16 more for 32 cubic units. And so we can play around with this. Now this is set up to work with different tasks. So you can go to the next task and it asks you the volume of the small cubic unit. Small cube is 1 cubic unit. What's the volume of this larger solid? Before you actually calculate anything, I know you could do length times width times height, but just take a guess. How many of these little cubes do you think would fit in here? Is it 10, 20, 40, 50, 100? How many do you think? Just take a guess. And then I know you could calculate it, but let's just actually build that shape. So I need to have this, looks like 5 units here. You see that? 5 units long. And then in the blue direction, I'm going to make it wider there. It looks like 4 units this way. So you see we have 20 cubes there, 20 cubic units. You can count them up, or we can shortcut 5 groups of 4 or 4 groups of 5. And so then we just add layers. How many layers do I need? I have 20 in this layer. Another 20 takes me to 40. And I need to be 5 layers tall. So I've got 5 layers of 20 for a total of 100 cubic units. We can then go to the next task. And it's a similar strategy. So I'd encourage you to click on this link and play around with it. Make sure you really understand volume, what it is, why we put cubic units or the abbreviation units to the 3rd power for volume is because we're counting cubes. And make sure you understand that and understand where the cubes are. So in this example, you could just take 3 times 4 is 12 times 4 is 48 and say, oh, the answer is 48 cubic units. But where are the cubes actually at? Where are the 48 cubes? I want you to understand that, well, actually we have 4 cubes in a row, and then we have 3 rows of 4, and that gives me 12 cubes on a layer, and then I have 4 layers, so 12 times 4 gives me 48. So play around with that. Make sure you understand volume in a deep sense and not just memorizing the formula. Thanks.